Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's a girl Sarah again. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you major differences between DRC Congo and South Africa. So as you guys know that I am a Congolese, I live here in South Africa. It's been quite some time since I moved in this country, and I still know quite a lot of stuff about my home country because guys, I am a Congolese. I have to know quite a few things about my own country, right? So today I'm just going to be sharing with you quite a few differences between South Africa and DRC Congo. Maybe you want to visit DRC Congo in the future, just for you to have a little bit of idea what to expect when you go to DRC Congo. So without wasting your time guys, if it's the first time watching my video and you like what you've seen so far, please consider subscribing to the channel. After doing so, leave it on a comment down below. Stay as for me to give you a warm welcome to the family and just thanking you for choosing to be part of this beautiful family. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because other people to see this video as well. So without wasting your time guys, let's go right to the reason why you clicked this video. So I'm going to be sharing 10 major differences between DRC Congo and South Africa. So first thing, let's start with the cost of living. The cost of living in South Africa is much cheaper than in DRC Congo. So as you guys know that in DRC Congo we use dollars and we also use franc congolais, which is our currency, but most of the time people focus more on having dollars than our own money because our franc congolais doesn't really have that much of a value compared to dollars, because guys, dollars is dollars. This is American dollars that we're talking about. So that's a bit of that, because if you have to check the food and the housing and everything, once you check all that, you will see that it's a little bit more expensive compared here in South Africa. For an example, in DRC Congo, just for you to go buy food in the stores, imagine going to a store and buying a tomato that is inside a fridge. Trust me, it's gonna cost you a lot. You're gonna pay your leg and arm just for you to get that tomato. That's about it. And here in South Africa it's much cheaper, with 3,000 rand, 4,000 rand as an individual or family of two. If you have to go to the normal stores, you can still get a decent groceries with that 4,000 rand or 3,000 rand. So, and also another thing, here in South Africa anybody can go to any stores. Like, you have access to go to Shoprite, Pick and Pay, Woolworths, everything. Yes, the price can be a little bit different to the stores, but the price differences are not that major, you know, it's not that big. You can also see there are quite a few stuff that you will see expensive in Spar, and in Woolworths it's even cheaper. So it's just a bit of that, and that's one thing that I love also here, that you have access to go in any stores and you can still buy something in there. Just like in DRC Congo, we don't really have much of stores, especially when I was there it was not really there, but I heard they're building quite a few there. But even though they're building quite a few, for you to go buy your groceries in that store, it's expensive, you know. So most of the time people buy their groceries in the markets, like markets, but here you want to buy your grocery, you will go to like a proper store. So you know what I'm trying to say. So when it comes to that, the cost of living in South Africa here it's much cheaper compared to DRC Congo. And let's go to housing, accommodation. When it comes to accommodation, in DRC Congo, if you have $100,000, you can get a very nice, decent house, big, with $100,000. But here with that $100,000, if you bring it here in South Africa, you will get a very decent house with 1.8, because $100,000 it's 1.8 million rand, you know. In DRC Congo you're not a millionaire, but here once you take that money, you bring it here, you are a millionaire automatically. When it comes to rental, DRC Congo it's much cheaper when it comes to rentals compared to South Africa. South Africa rentals are very expensive. Like, it's just expensive, especially if you want to live in a very decent neighborhood, security complex, nice and everything. It's going to cost you, because I'm in real estate and a 1-bedroom apartment where I am focusing on, it's going for like 7,000, 7.5. If you get a 6.5 1-bedroom apartment, it means that that landlord is just a good person. You know, that's like a steal. Imagine 6.5 for a 1-bedroom apartment. That's already expensive, but that's here. So it also depends on the areas. There are some areas a 1-bedroom apartment can be 4,000, 5,000. So it's also depend on the area. But in DRC Congo, with a 1-bedroom, when I'm talking about the 6.5 1-bedroom apartment, I'm not talking about that big 1-bedroom apartment. It's just like a decent normal 1-bedroom apartment, kitchen and stuff like that. The space is not bad at all. But if you take that 6.5 thousand rand for a 1-bedroom apartment here, if you take it in DRC Congo, guys, that's $350. With $350 in DRC Congo, you are not going to get a 1-bedroom apartment. You are going to get a house, a very decent accommodation. So in DRC Congo, when it comes to rentals, it's not expensive at all. Like, the price is very decent. You get a very big house. If it's an apartment, it's a very proper apartment, very decent, you know. So that a bit of course, it also depends on the areas where you are going to get that apartment. Yes, there's also like more expensive and stuff like that, but with $350, it's very cheap. So yeah, and when it comes to food, food here, it's much cheaper. Like, it's very, very cheap compared to DRC Congo, you know. But the only difference with DRC Congo, we have a variety of food, like so many different types of food. When it comes to legumes, vegetables, like, it's just a lot there. Just, it's a little bit expensive that side compared to here, especially if you want to buy it inside the stores. That will cost you a little bit, but if you buy it in the market or something like that, that's the price will be a little bit okay. It will be not bad at all. But here in South Africa, food are like cheap. When I say cheap, it's cheap, you know. With tomato, like, you find a tomato for like how much? Like 20 rand in DRC Congo in dollars. Like, it's not even like $5. It's not even like $3. I don't know. It's very much less, you know. So when it comes to food here, it's very much cheaper. In DRC Congo, it's a little bit pricey. Even when you go to clothes and stuff, here clothes are very much cheap. In DRC Congo, clothes are a little bit pricey, especially when it comes to fashion. Congolese love fashion. Maybe that's why they make clothes a little bit expensive, because they know even how, no matter how expensive it can be, people are still going to buy because people love fashion that much. So here clothes are very cheap. In DRC Congo, it's a little bit pricey. Okay, so when it comes to facilities like delivery and stuff like that, to be honest with you, when I was in DRC Congo back then, there was no such, like, you order online and then they deliver it to your door. I've never seen, never heard, nothing of the sort. It's also because the technology back then was not really it until now. I just asked my sister, who was also staying with us here, and then she moved in DRC Congo like a few months now. There's also no such of online shopping deliveries. You buy anything online and then they deliver it to your door. No, because one thing in my mind, I'm just like saying, because it can be also, besides the technology, it's the routes and streets and GPS and stuff like that, because all these things works with the GPS, right? When they get your address online, then they have to put it on their GPS and then come straight to you, right? But when it comes to DRC Congo, these things of following the address and stuff, the streets and no, because most of the houses, yes, there are numbers, there are streets there and all that, but it's not really, you know what I'm trying to say? So the roads and streets and all that, yes, some areas everything is proper and everything, but most of the areas it's not really that proper. So if they have to do this online thing, they have to fix first the streets and everything on the GPS so that when you put it on the GPS will take you exactly where you're going. Or else if you the way it is now, if you put the address on the GPS will take you, I don't know where, because when the GPS is taking you to a road where you see there's a house there out of nowhere, and you have like, it's just terrible. So you know what I'm trying to say. And here in South Africa, they make life so much easier. Yeah, you can order online. Takealot is here. You order online. If you want it to be delivered tomorrow, you will see it on your door. They'll knock and you get what you ordered, which is like so amazing. It makes life so much easier. And yeah, that's a bit of that. And next, transportation. When it comes to transportation, so in DRC Congo, it's a little bit different. The transport is there, everything is good, just that the population and everything, it's just, yeah, you know. So our way of transportation is a little bit different compared to here in South Africa. The thing with South Africa here, people respect the queue. Like, they respect the queue. When you go to the taxi rank and then you're going to a certain area, you see people are already there waiting for the taxi. You have to wait in the queue so that when the taxi comes, the one who came first will get the place and stuff like that. In DRC Congo, people don't respect the queue. They don't even know what is the queue. So people will be just like waiting when there's no taxi. When the taxi comes, then they call the queue marshal in DRC Congo. They'll be there. When they call the place, people will be just like rushing to go inside the taxi. They don't care who's gonna fall, who's gonna die, whatever. As long as I get inside the taxi, that's all matters. So that's a bit of that when it comes to transportation in DRC Congo. But yeah, and here there are Ubers. Like, if you don't want to go use the public transport, you can just like Uber on your phone, and the Uber will come in your house, and that's it. In DRC Congo, there is no Ubers. We don't have Uber, but I once heard that there's this thing that they started about coming to your house. I don't know how far this thing went or if it's still around, because I tried to Google. I don't know, Google didn't give me the answer, so I'm just hoping they're still around and all that. So the system of you Uber and then they come to your house, they get you. Let me just say there's no Uber system in DRC Congo. Hopefully it will come up, hopefully. And the next one, electricity. So when it comes to electricity, okay, first time when I moved in this country, electricity was like amazing. There was light everywhere, every day, 24 hours, which was even a shock to me as a Congolese, because in DRC Congo, we always don't have power. So we only used to have power specific hours. They will say maybe the power, you will have power like for 2 hours around 9 to maybe 11, or sometimes we will have power during the day, but it's not gonna be that bright power. It's only gonna be those kind of red one whereby you can't really like put on anything on, because the power will go like down again. So that was a bit of that, but I heard now it's improving, it's getting much better. But there's also still some time where there's no power for like a few hours and all that. We don't have like that schedule we used to know, especially in this province where I grew up. Also, like, there was no power at all. We only gonna have power for 2 hours, and we knew those 2 hours, and that's it. But when we moved to Kinshasa, which is the capital, that's when we were like experiencing having power during the day, but it was not that powerful. But there was no like schedule, if the power goes off, what time it's coming back, and all those type of things. So you just gonna wait when the power goes off, pray for it to come back, and it will come back, you know. So that's a bit of that. And when I moved here in South Africa, first time, power was there, everything was good, like light was there like 24 hours, which was like, hey, what's going on here? Like, these people are in heaven, or what's going on? But lately, these days, with load shedding, things as changed. Like, it's not like before. Now load shedding is just insane. You can have load shedding in one day for like 3 times. So then the next one, entertainment. So when it comes to entertainment in DRC Congo, okay, the only entertainment that I knew is just going to this place that is called, I forgot the name. Once it comes out, I will like, no, it's called Matonge. Matonge is just like a street where like there are restaurants, you sit there, so you'll be having people come there and play music, entertain you guys, and all those type of things. That's the only thing that I know. And our music, if you have to go to concerts and stuff like that. And so here there are so many options. Like, just think of something. There is a place where you will go and entertain yourself. In DRC Congo, I don't know if there is bowling. Maybe there is somewhere. Yeah, I think there is somewhere in DRC Congo. But yeah, that's a bit of that with DRC Congo and here. But when it comes to having fun, like partying and living the life, DRC Congo, hey, people are living a life there. Well, like, people are living their life in DRC Congo. People know how to entertain themselves, even if there's no much of what to do, but people knows how to entertain themselves, you know. And let's go when it comes to security. When it comes to security in DRC Congo, as you guys know, the crime level, it's not that crazy compared here in South Africa. Here it's just on another level, like on another level. You can't even compare. That's why security here, it's also a little bit high compared to DRC Congo, because here you will see like people have guns, and anyone who's driving, you ask that, like, you'll see people have that. Like, it's easy for someone to buy a gun compared to DRC Congo. In DRC Congo, it's not easy for you to buy a gun. Like, there are no much stores where you'll be seeing people going, and I'm going to buy a gun. Like, you must do your research. You must know someone who knows someone for you to go and buy a gun. I'm not saying people don't have guns there. People do have guns, but it's not something someone will say, I'm so unsafe, I need a gun and I have to go buy a gun. And when you go to a store, you go and buy a gun, it's not that easy. Like, it's very difficult for you to see, first of all, a place where they sell guns in DRC Congo. So that's a bit of that. Yes, there are crimes in DRC Congo, but it's not that bad. Like, most of the crimes, it's people stealing your phone, people stealing whatsoever that you're having. Yes, that's common. That happens. Like, we have those type of things in DRC Congo, but the thing of you just wake up and you see someone's body being killed, and it's something that you'll be seeing a lot. It's not something that you'll be seeing happening that much in DRC Congo. People steal from you, scam you, whatever, but the killing part of it, no, we are good people. We don't really do the killing part of it. Okay, so that's a bit of that when it comes to DRC Congo. And here we all know the crime level is just something else, and that happens also a lot. You just walking on a street, you see a body there and someone has been killed. You'll be hearing someone has been stabbed or someone has been shot or something like that. That's very, very common here in South Africa. So here DRC wins, like, with a very higher percentages. So yeah, and the last one is the weather. So when it comes to the weather, guys, oh my god, this one I can't even like compare it, because I think obviously people must know this. In DRC Congo, it's super hot, super hot. When I say hot, I mean hot that you'll be sweating and you can't take it anymore. It's very hot. Yes, we do have winter as well, but I'm not even gonna say that's winter, because guys, imagine in winter you are walking around with your vest. You don't even have a jersey. We don't even wear jerseys in our winter. When you wear a jersey, it just means that you bought that jersey. It's been in your wardrobe for like years, and now you got an opportunity to show off, to wear that jersey. That's when you will see it's a little bit of winter, it's a little bit of just the wind, and you wear your jersey. But it's not that bad. We don't have winter. I'm gonna say we don't have winter at all in DRC Congo, because that's not that's not winter, you know. So the weather is very, very hot and it's very stable, so you know already that it's going to be hot. If there's no much of a sun, but it's not the way that you have to wear jersey or something, so the weather it's quite stable in DRC Congo. And here in South Africa, the weather here, you know, when it's winter, it's winter. When it's summer, it's summer. When it's windy, it's windy. So that's a bit of that. Even here, when it's summer, it's also hot, but there are also some days that you will see it's a little bit cold. The weather changes. They can say that tomorrow it's going to be hot, but doesn't happen that way. So it's a little bit, it's not really stable. It's very, okay, I'm gonna say stable, but not really stable compared to DRC Congo. And here, another thing, when it's hot, the only difference here, it's very, very dry. Like, guys, that's a bit of that when it comes to differences between DRC Congo and South Africa. So yeah, guys, that's a bit of that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative enough for someone out there. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, guys, and I'm going to see you on my next video.